Hey, Chuck here, Corner Store Card Collector, and I am back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a PSA reveal. It's a 20 card reveal. It took forever for me to get this package back. I'm not sure why it took so long, but this is definitely the longest I've waited for a submission to get back. Outside of the COVID era where, it was taking 18 months or whatever. So I sent this off on July 29th to PSA. They arrived it into their system on August 10th of 2025, and I didn't receive this package back until the 31st of January. So it was at 5-6 months, and they're supposed to have, what, a 90-day, 100-day turnaround. So it just seemed like it took a very long time for this submission to get back to me. However, it came back, and the worth was weighted. I'm very, very pleased with my grades. This was from the July special of any card from 1960 to 1980. There were some exclusions there, obviously. So I sent in 20 cards. 17 of them got graded. I'll show you the 3 that didn't. But overall, I was very impressed with my grader. Got some really, really good grades on cards that, frankly, I screened them out good. I thought they would be good, but when you send stuff up to PSA, you just never know what that card's going to get. So anyways, without any further ado, let me go ahead and turn the camera around and let me show you how that 20 card submission turned out. All right, hang on a second. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at these 20 cards that I sent in, and let me apologize up front. I did not do a preview video on these cards. I remember back in July I had a lot of things going on, and I've been trying to get the video done, but I just never got around to it, so I had to get the submission off. So that's exactly what I did, was send it off. So this one doesn't have a preview video to it, but I think you'll be pleased with what I got. All right, so for the 3 cards that didn't get graded, let's start out with this first one. It's a 75 mini Reggie Jackson. It says it was miscut. I'm not sure what they mean by miscut, because there's nothing. That's a little off center, top and bottom. Left and right looks pretty decent. Sometimes I just don't understand these PSA graders. Look at that, the front looks fine. So they didn't grade my Reggie Jackson. They also didn't grade my 61 Jim Brown. This is the 3rd time that it's been up to PSA, minimum size required. So I don't know, maybe this card is just not the size it needs to be. But yeah, this is the 3rd time I've had this up there, and all 3 times it came back non-graded. And then this one right here, this is the 2nd time that I've sent this Roger Staubach rookie up, and I was using this one to help offset the cost of the submission, but I guess that's not going to work out either. It says it's miscut too. The front looks fine. I have cards way worse than that on this left to right centering. And then the back side, there's border all the way around the back side too, so I'm not really sure why this wasn't graded. Maybe I'll send this one in one more time, but that Jim Brown done, that's going back into my binder. And that Reggie Jackson I'll have to look at again. But yeah, those are the 3 that didn't get graded. All right, so on with number 1. So I have a mixture of baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. Yeah, so there's maybe there's no basketball in here. There's definitely baseball, football, and hockey. I'm not really sure if there's basketball or not, but we'll see when we go through. Okay, so here's the 17 right here. So here's the first one, 72 OPC Rick Martin. Came back in a PSA 7. Nice looking card going into my PC. Actually, all of these cards are PC cards. Some of them will have to be upgraded because I wasn't expecting to get a low grade on it. But there's a few of them in here that are head scratchers. But anyways, nice PSA 7 for the 72 OPC Rick Martin. Here's one of those head scratchers I was talking about. The 68 Floyd Little. I think this is a rookie card in a PSA 4. I just briefly looked this card over. I didn't really see anything that would merit a 4. but I'm going to take a look at it a little closer before I get ready to decide what I'm going to do with it. It'll be a placeholder in my 68 set for now, but yeah, fours. I don't keep too many fours in my collection unless they're like superstar vintage and rare. So anyways, there's a 4 on that one. Pretty happy with this one. A PSA 8 on this 71 Topps game card of Gale Sayers. First time I've graded one of these. So I was pretty happy to see it come back in an 8. Yeah, the backside centering's a little off. But hey, you know what? PSA 8's not a bad grade for these vintage cards there. So pretty happy with that. So this one, if you've seen my recent videos, I just pulled this from a pack. And didn't expect it to come back a 5. I thought it was at least a 7. But as I looked through it closer, and if you've gotten any cards graded, I'm sure it's not even PSA, it's all of them. You seem to find things wrong with the card a lot easier when they're in the slab. Or at least I do. But there's a bubble that I didn't see, which is somewhere right there on his hip. There's another one right up here. I think you can see that one right there on the border. So after I got over my disappointment and looked at the card a little bit, I kind of cooled myself down and realized that if it was any higher, it wouldn't be more than a 6. So the 5 is going to have to be. So if anybody's looking for a Lawrence Taylor rookie, it'll be listed on eBay. Another please right here, 74 Topps Bob Greasy in a PSA 8. Very nice looking card here for the PC. Got this 79 Reggie Jackson in a 7. Very nice. Another nice one, 72 Topps George Blanda in a PSA 8. Very nice looking. Very happy with this one too. Yeah, when you get George Belanda's last card issue, I think it was 1976. If you look on the backside of his card, you have to use a magnifying glass to read all of his stats because they're so small. Unless you have good eyes, you have to use a magnifying glass because the print is so tiny if you want to read his statistics. All right, got another 72 OPG. This one's the Joel Perreault. I already have this one in a 9. I thought this would have done a little bit better. I like the vibrant orange. Actually, all the colors are still nice and fresh on it. Anyways, it came back a 7. The back looks like it's not miscut, but off center, left and right, and up and down. So that came back a 7. Here's a nice PSA 8 in the 73 Topps Giles Gilbert. I do believe this is his rookie card also. Nice PSA 8. This next card, I was hoping to pull an 8. As you know, I'm in the process of putting together the 61 Flair football set, and I really thought that this one was going to be an 8. This is the second time that I've sent this card up. The first time it came back minimum size, so I was happy that it got graded, but then disappointed it didn't come back a 8, so I can slide it into my 61 set. So this will have to be a placeholder for a while. I'm probably not going to be in too much of a hurry to find it because all of the Bills cards for the 61 set are quite expensive in 8s and higher, even the commons. So I was just trying to see what I had in my collection to warrant an 8 to put in. So anyways, it came back a 7. All right, this next one, this Merlin Olsen rookie. 64 Philly, came back in a 6. You can obviously see it's miscut top and bottom, left to right. The back side is, now see, that's almost a miscut, but they graded this one. I know they don't put a lot of emphasis on the back side of the card as they do on the front side, but that's an obvious, barely got a border on that right side there. And they marked the other ones as miscut. The nerve of them. Anyways, I got the Merlin Olsen rookie in a PSA 6. Here's a really nice one. I got this 77 Topps Dave Winfield. Came back in a 9. Very pleased with that. I think this is his 3rd year card. Very nice 9. Yeah, very pleased with that one. Next up is this 70 Topps Bubba Smith. Nice Hall of Famer. Came back in a PSA 8. So very happy to have this one in the collection. Nice looking card. Centering's really good on the back. Centering's good on the front. Came back in 8. Next up is this 1970 Topps Fred Biletnikoff in a PSA 7. I knew this was going to be no higher than a, or no lower than a 6, let's say. I did notice that the front was off center, both top and bottom and left and right, so that's probably what dragged it down. The back side looks pretty decent. Off a little bit left to right, but not much. But still, for a 7, for a old vintage 70 card, very happy with that. Just rearrange those a little bit better. Okay. Here's another 1970 Topps Billy Shaw in a PSA 7. Same issue as the Fred Biletnikoff card. I think it's the centering. Backside looks good. You can obviously see the left to right, but in a 7 is not a bad grade for 1970. Okay, the next one I have is this 1970 Topps Floyd Little. Came back in a PSA 8.5. I believe this is his 3rd year card. Not a big fan of half grades, but if it helps the card out, then I'm all for it. But yeah, this 1970 Topps came back at an 8.5. Very happy with that one. And then the last card of the submission is going to be this 1982 OPC Lindy Ruff in a PSA 7. Currently the Buffalo Sabres head coach. I think he's on his 2nd time as the Sabres coach, and a long-time player. He played through the 70s and 80s. But yeah, nice card of Lindy Ruff here. It looks like it's his 3rd year card. But very nice. And a PSA 7. All right, so that's all 20 cards. That's all I have for you on this video. I do have a mail day video I'm going to shoot here probably tonight and upload it for tomorrow. So yeah, you'll have a second video from me over the last couple of days. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed my PSA submission. Again, that was from the July 25 monthly special, any card from 1960 to 1980. But yeah, overall, I thought I did pretty good. I'd like to know how you thought I did. If you want to put a comment in the comment box and let me know if you liked any of the cards. Obviously, some of the grades were pretty decent for that era of cards. So yeah, I'd just like to know what your thoughts are. So let me know what you thought in the comment box, and I'll talk to you on the next video. All right, have a great day.